You do a song called I Love You that was written by your father for his second wife, Edie. Can you tell
Yeah.
us the story about how you ended up finding the music to this song that you had trouble even finding traces of?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I it's one of those things that thank God I remembered it when I did. If I had put this CD to bed and woken up in the middle of the night someplace and gone, "Oh no, I forgot about this." Because I was thinking about what other important stuff is out there that I may have forgotten about, and I remember all of a sudden I went, "Oh my gosh." When I was growing up, and I'm talking like maybe 9, 10, 11, into my early teens, my father married his second wife, a very good friend of our family's, actually. Her name was Edie, Edith Hirsh. She was married before, and she became Edie Arnaz, and really became my best friend, my driving teacher. She taught me how to cook. She took us bowling. She took us to the racetrack. She was a hoot. We loved this woman. And my father wrote a song for her that she used to request every night when we'd have company for dinner down at the beach in Del Mar. And she'd say, "Oh, Desi, sing my song." And he'd go get his guitar and he would sing this beautiful song. Simple, lovely lyrics, very sweet and moving. And it was just simply called I Love You. And it had English lyrics and Spanish lyrics. And I could remember every single English lyric, but I only could remember a few of the Spanish lyrics. It's been a long, long time. But then I remembered that in the 60s, my father did a TV movie pilot for a television series called Land's End. And I think he gave that song to the mariachi band at the opening scene in the party, and if I'm not mistaken, they're singing it. So I tracked the VHS of that show down. My brother actually had a copy of it. And I glued my ear to the screen to try to hear every little lyric. And of course, once it got to the Spanish, the music kind of went into the background while Rory Calhoun did an entire scene in front of it. But I figured out practically every single word, and then I just put two and two together to figure what was missing. But yeah, and I'm thrilled to be able to put that on the CD. It's gorgeous.
That is a beautiful song. I can almost picture your dad singing it when I heard it on the
Yes.
album.
And it's got beautiful, it's sort of it conjures up an ocean and things because he sang it by the sea. He's buried at sea, and he loved to sing about the sea. He came from Cuba, and he's always lived somewhere near the water.
Yeah. I have to be honest, I had no idea that your father had remarried. I knew your mother had remarried, but never heard about your dad and Edie.
Really?
You did state in the liner notes on your album that Edie was your best friend growing up. How did her and your father end up getting married and getting together?
It's a fun story, to tell you the truth. Edie and her first husband lived in the house right next door to my mother and my dad at Del Mar. Every summer we went to Del Mar Beach, California, spent the
Yes.
summer there. And our house was right next door to Jimmy Durante's house and his wife Margie, and they shared their house, their beach house, with this other couple, Clement and Edie Hirsh. Clement Hirsh owned racehorses. He owned Cal-Can dog food at the time, and so we grew up with them and her son, her tiny little son, Gregory Hirsh. And we were all one big happy family. Well, she divorced Clement. My father got divorced. My father dated a few other, I just like to call them, interesting blonde bimbos for a while. We used to poison their food to hope they would go away. you know how you are as a kid and you judge your, you know, if your parents start dating again, you look at these people like, oh, stop, you're not going to marry that one, are you? You know, so we were so happy when the big, you know, boobed blonde bimbos died away and Edie suddenly was in the picture, who also was beautifully built and gorgeous, red hair, just like my mother, but a smile to die, a personality that wouldn't quit. She loved kids. She loved to have fun with kids. It was like winning the lottery. And my mother adored her. My mother loved Edie. She used to play cards with her. She used to play gin rummy with her. In the summers, she called her the pencil because she could add faster than anybody else. And so it was great when he married her. And he stayed married to Edie for 25 years, something like that. And, you know, it was a very good marriage, actually.
Yes.
My mother and father had an extremely successful divorce. You know, their marriage after a while was not so successful, but their divorce was perfect.
Wow.
They were friends, each other's best friends and confidants and mentors. They shared us kids brilliantly, and I never had a one single complaint about what it was like to have step-parents or have my parents separated. It was way better than having them be at each other's, you know, throats all the time.
Yes, sometimes it works out better that way.
You never know.